Hey man, I'm just playing a bit of Super Mario World. Can I call you back a bit later?
I hate you.
No, it's not the ROM hack I'm playing. It's the original version.
No, listen. I really hate you.
I'm not playing the ROM hack, right? It's a creepypasta thing. After the last two creepypasta games, it can be dangerous.
Are you even listening to me?
Right, you know what? I'll fucking play it. But if anything does happen to me, you're getting the blame.
Oh, why can't I have normal friends?
Mario.
It's me, Mario!
A simple character who has been the hit mascot for Nintendo for years. From starring as the protagonist in the 1981 hit arcade classic Donkey Kong, he ended up getting his name in every single game he was the protagonist in afterwards. There's no denying that the red guys became a staple in gaming for years. He also seems to have made an appearance in nearly every gaming genre imaginable, giving him an impressive CV. Plumber, demolition worker, referee, doctor, golfer, typing teacher, kidnap victim, time traveller, professional racer, painter, baker, wrestler, paper, party participant, criminal, pinball, baseball star, dancer, football player, Olympian, astronaut, gunman, world traveller. You get the gist. He was even one time a hotel door closer? Look, there was no other jobs at the time and it was either this or prostitution. I mean, times were tough, he has bills to pay. So Mario has been in many genres spanning from his platforming routes to sports games and even some puzzle games here and there such as Yoshi and I believe Yoshi's Cookie as well. But he's never been in a horror game or a horror survival. I mean, some would say, yeah, Luigi's Mansion is a horror game, but that's an action-adventure game with a horror aesthetic on top of it. No problem, mind you, I love the game as anyone else, so that means the horror game is down to the fans. Wait, down at the fans? Oh fuck, do not tell me! Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. So before we start, let me get a few of you up to speed on where this came from. So one day, I can't exactly find the exact date that's been taken off the creepypasta wiki, an author by the name of Slime Beast made a story called, well, I Hate You, based on Super Mario World. It was for some reason very popular, and I don't have any reason why. Now, I'm not hating on the author. The story, in my view, was mediocre compared to other works he's done, such as Abandoned by Disney, and, of course, Funny Mouth, which, in my personal opinion, Funny Mouth is the best creepypasta I've ever written. Because this creepypasta is based on a video game, which in this case, Super Mario World, there are a few games that were made that were based on it, such as IHateYou.exe, and IHateYou.smc, a ROM hack. And I'll be looking at both of these, comparing the differences, and find out if any of these games are worth playing. Now I'm going to rate this story a bit different than what I'm planning to do in future reviews. As it's based on a creepypasta, I'll rate on how well the games follow the source material rather than the story itself. So, as soon as you start the game, you start in the sunken ghost ship, but where you go through the pipe in the first room as normal, it is blocked by a boo with no eyes, a blind boo as the story calls it. However, on the ledge above it, there is a lock and key side by side. You can use them immediately to open a secret level called, oh god no. Funny enough, that's the same thing I say whenever one of these creepypasta games seem to prop up somewhere. Oh god no! Now as the level opens, the Bowser Head cave entrance starts leaking blood. Well, that's only in the ROM hack. Problem that I have with the EXE version, it does miss out a lot of stuff, That's one of the things it misses out. I mean, yeah, small detail, I know, but if it says it in the story and it's trying to be the same thing as the story it's based on, if it doesn't have it, it's taking you out of the overall experience. Now, when you enter Oh God No, you become invincible. The reason is, well, in the story, the author needs to use a game genie to get past a few obstacles that, well, blocks your way. But you can't do this in either the EXE version or the ROM hack, so it just gives you it. As you start the level, you're in a hallway, no room to jump, you can just run right. So in the story, the author runs right in this level for about 10 to 20 minutes. But for quickness, and because they're going to show us some mercy, the game developers cut that down to just a mere fraction. After a little bit, you'll see a few blind boos, but the number will gradually increase. And then you will find the first obstacle. A bleeding bill, as the author calls it. Well, it would be an obstacle, but you're invincible. As you continue, you'll find some bloody writing on the wall. I hate you. Now, hate is a strong word. You may not hate someone, you might sort of dislike them, but why won't you die? And that's just being mildly rude. And I'm not going to do what you tell me, what you want me to die, what you want me to just like grab my gun, put it next to my head and... Let's just continue. You also encounter some big boos. Demented big boos, I might add. This would be a threat, but once again, you're invincible. As you enter through the first pipe, you will then be into an underwater segment and get a super mushroom. And then you'll find some bloody thwomps who look like they've caught a huge number of prey already. They also move in some kind of irregular pattern, crushing whenever they feel like it. Well, I'd say that, but in the ROM hack. The .exe version has... Oh, and in the ROM hack, you can also do this. As soon as you pass this, you will find multiple drowned Marios. As you pass them, they will chase you. In the ROM hack. Yep. Once again, the .exe version decides not to add something integral to the story. As soon as you go through the pipe, you will enter one small room, and you'll only find two things. The boss door, and some odd mushroom. But I will talk about these in a bit. There's not much to talk about with the presentation. I mean, it's Mario World. I guess I have some complaints about the .exe version. Well, first off, the map screen doesn't have Mario's sprite next to his life counter. I mean, call that a nitpick, but for someone who had Super Mario World as his #1 favourite game of all time before, you know, Mario's rival took it over with the game that came out recently, it becomes very distracting. Not only that, but when you're actually playing the levels, there's no score counter, coins, timer, star points, or any extra item box at the top of the screen. Secondly, when you get to the castle, the sprite doesn't have the Starman effect in this version. All you get a text box that says that you're invincible. Wait. Invincible? God damn it, man. Proofread for Christ's sake! But the .exe version does have the entering castle cutscene, so there's one positive it has over the ROM hack. Third is, well, the frame rate. Now, I'm not sure if it's my computer or something, but when I was playing this, it felt very choppy. Both when I was recording and not recording, it just didn't feel right. Also in the long corridor, partway through, there is a transition, very clear to be exact, just so it can code the ghosts to chase after you. I'm not sure why they couldn't code them like the actual big boos. You know, like turn round and they're after you and you look back at them and they're scared. That just doesn't really make any sense to me. And there's more. Oh, there's more. But that's for a little bit later on. Here we go. The part that makes or breaks any game. Well, let's begin with the introductory stage, the ghost ship. Well, the fan game has one issue already. The camera is far too bloody close. And there's no danger to be had. I mean that. The bullet bill cannons that you can see, they don't fire. That's all. In fact, the only thing that can kill you is the blind boo if you decide to swim into it. The ROM hack, however, it's just a copy-paste job. There's no problem. The bullet bills are harmful. The same with the blind boo. Makes it like the actual game. Only different thing is the boo and the lock and key. And oh god no, this is where some Easter eggs prop up. At the end of the first hallway, there is a wall missing. Ignore the pipe to jump into the abyss and you'll start swimming. If you keep swimming to the right, you'll find Ouija? Well, that's what the YouTube poop community calls him. If you actually want some backstory, that's actually a cleaner version of Luigi's sprite from Mario's Missing on the PC of all things. Might talk about that at a later date. Now for the underwater segment, and where you have the drowned Marios, they do chase you in the hack version. I mean, they can't harm you, not just because you're invincible, but instead of just chasing you, they then surround you as if they're just a bunch of seagulls that found out that you have a portion of chips on you. Now we have what you've all been waiting for. The Odd Mushroom. Both games have different consequences for touching the forbidden fungus, so let's begin with the hack. So upon touching it, you will die, but that's not all. Your next appears in blood and you hear Kefka's laugh. I did it! He's the culprit! We found him! He's been doing the spooky stuff! Lock him away, Scoob! Oh, and the world turns to blood. There's that. The .exe version, on the other hand? So, let's see what was scary. We have Squidward, Demon Sonic, Scary Maze Guy, Jeff the Cliche, Mickey Mouse... okay. Upon entering the boss door, you will see this ghost thing in the distance. Not sure why it's there, but before anyone can question anything, Luigi shows up admitting that Bowser never worked alone, and everything was an inside job all along. Wow, I guess Luigi having his pride stomped to the ground by Mario at tennis really took a toll on the poor guy. So the .exe version follows the story by having a cutscene play out where Luigi stomps on Mario, Mario throws a punch and throws him in the lava and weeps. That was easy. The hack, however, does something very interesting. Instead of that awkward cutscene, you actually have a boss fight, and both brothers have their own separate health bar. Now, I know it seems like I hate creepypasta fan games, especially from the two that I've done before, but I was surprised by seeing this, and I'll admit, I had fun. Luigi is very challenging and actually did kill me once. He You will use a variety of attacks too, spawning fireballs from the lava, fire from the sky, throws fireballs, spin jump while firing fireballs, and as soon as he reaches half health, he'll spawn 4 flames to protect himself as he sprints across the screen trying to hit you, and those flames will disappear as soon as he finishes the move. It is extremely creative, and by far it is the best thing I've seen in any creepypasta fan game. And I think a few of them should deviate away from the source material and maybe, you know, try something creative like this. I mean, yeah, that's gonna sound extremely contradictory from what I said not too long ago. Problem that I have with the EXE version, it does miss out a lot of stuff, and that's one of the things it misses out. I mean, yeah, small detail, I know, but if it says it in the story and it's trying to be the same thing as the story it's based on, if it doesn't have it, it's taking you out of the overall experience. But if, you know, the .exe version actually had this, I probably would have enjoyed it more. After winning, you don the cape feather and spin your brother into the lava. I also like that detail that Luigi smashes through the bridge, unlike in the other version where the bridge just deletes itself. So both will do something slightly different to the end screen. Now they will show crying Peach and Mario being pissed at Luigi because Luigi decided to wear his Halloween costume on family photo day. But the hack does have some kind of distorted music playing, and I'm kind of finding it a bit familiar. Hold on a sec.
2,000 years later.
Oh! It's Hong Kong 97! That's a huge surprise, but funny nevertheless. Nice comical touch. So, what does the EXE version do? So let's recap absolutely everything, starting with the story. So the EXE version, it does try to follow the story but misses out on some big details such as the bleeding Bowser cave, the thwomps falling at random intervals, and the following drowned Marios. It does however keep the cutscene for the encounter with Luigi, so it does have something, but due to the stuff it did miss, it will be getting the below average rating. The ROM hack on the other hand did very well following some source material, and it almost did it to a T. However, because this is only rating how well it followed the source material, it did deviate away for the boss. It was a fantastic boss, but it still deviated away from the story. So with that being said, I will be giving it a great rating. The presentation for the EXE version was very bleh. Terrible frame rate, some small elements that make the game look less like the original, the typo, and the strange transition in the first hallway. This just forced me to throw in a bad rating for the game. I don't have any complaints with the hack, it's pretty much perfect. It follows the presentation of the story screenshots and it's all Mario-esque. And the music at the end screen being Hong Kong 96, it's just a comical reference for those who explore into the game's files itself. But for those who don't, it's still creepy because it's not just reversed, but the pitch has been lowered and it's slowing down, and thus, perfect rating. The gameplay for the EXE version is again problematic. The camera feels too close to Mario, the ghost ship has no threats apart from that one blind boo, the random Luigi Easter egg, and not one but 2 jump scares. The game isn't unplayable, it's just annoying with these things. So with that being said, below average rating. The ROM hack is pretty good. Ghost Ship feels like the level despite being incredibly short. The Easter egg is small but it is harmless as Oh God No is a short level, and that final boss is just perfection. And thus, the rating is the same. So, just like in any Game Breaker video, we do give it a rating, and these are the ratings for both of them. And that, Game Breakers, was I Hate You? I'll be honest with you, I was expecting worse after playing Sonic.exe and Sally.exe. Honestly, this was a surprising breath of fresh air. I mean, I set the bar low for myself, very low. But it delivered a lot better than I was expecting. I mean, yeah, the .exe version shouldn't have been released in that state. Things not coded integral to the story. Thwomps were not in the erratic pattern that was said in the story. The control felt really awkward, camera too close, the 2 jump scares, and, well, Ouija. You don't need Ouija. The ROM hack, however, that was what I was, that's, in terms of a manual game, that's what I want to see. Control was spot on. I was not expecting the final boss like that though, and it was good. So, if you do want to play any of these fan games, of course it'll be in the description below. If you want to read Slime Beast's original story, again, in the description. But with all that being said, I've been Gamebreaker Mills. This has been the review for I Hate You, .exe and .smc, and I will... Wait. I think In Case You Care was trying to say that he hated me.